want to talk about Melissa and Louie in this last episode of Life After Lockup, and he was really showing like what he does with his personal training, his coaching, and I've actually purchased supplements from Louie before, and I want to talk about my experience, so let's get into it. Okay, in this last episode, we see Louie, and he has been stressed out because he's working at a pizza parlor and he just had to cough up $18,500 on Melissa's ring, and he just needs to figure out ways to replace those funds as quick as possible. So he's been selling supplements, he's been doing personal training. A big majority of Louie's audience is females, and he is using that to his advantage. And when they hit him up, he's like, hey, are you trying to work on your health? I got you. And he's using that to monetize and make some money. But Melissa's kind of feeling some type of way because she has been cheated on in the past, and she doesn't know if Louie's gonna do that to her. I understand her trying to be careful since it's happened before, but it's unfair to Louie to punish him for pain that someone else caused her. He shouldn't be held responsible for it, and this just seems like she's displacing her anger and projecting it towards him. And Louie decided to go meet up with a couple females in person to do some one-on-one personal training. And so he meets up with these girls, he gives them a big hug, he's showing them everything they need to do, showing them the ropes, literally. So this girl was trying to do this thing called rope slams. You get up and you grab these two ropes, and you can either kind of like move them in like a wave motion, or you can just slam them against the ground. And it seemed like this girl really didn't have much experience with this. She wasn't having the best form as she was doing it. So Louie was like, let me show you how to do this. And people were saying that they felt like Melissa was overreacting to this video because he posted the video footage of him doing this on his Instagram, according to Melissa. I kind of feel like this was just for the show because I have looked up and down throughout all of Louie's social media pages, and I cannot find this video anywhere. And just like the text that he uses as he's behind this girl, and look at the face he's making, says DM get right if you want to change your life. That's gonna get all the ladies hitting him up. He's giving them the full-on Louie experience, and Melissa felt like this was inappropriate, and she was kind of embarrassed that Louie posted a video like this, and she feels like he's getting way too close to these females. And I saw a lot of people, their reactions on social media, and they're like, I feel like Melissa's overreacting, he's just doing his job. I actually agree with Melissa on this one, because I have been going to the gym for a while now. I do the battle ropes. At first, I was not good at it at all, and I had to have someone show me how to do it. And these trainers that showed me how to do it, they just stepped in, they showed me how to do it, I watched them, then I stepped in, did it myself, and they watched me, told me how to position myself, how to do it. But most trainers aren't going to come up behind you like that. That's usually highly unethical and frowned upon. I just feel like he should have maintained a professional distance to avoid any actions that could be misinterpreted as inappropriate. And I just feel like there's just so many alternative approaches he could have taken. He could have pulled up a mirror and let the client watch herself in the mirror to check her form. He could have showed her, and then if she did it wrong after she tried to do it, he could have tried to do something. But just jumping on in there like that right off the jump, yeah, that is too much in my opinion. You guys let me know what you guys think. So he ends up training these girls. Melissa's back at the bar with one of her homegirls looking at videos of him on social media like this. She's not happy, and then later on in the night, Louie asks Melissa to go out to dinner with him. So she dresses up thinking that she's gonna just walk into a restaurant, maybe have to walk like 50 steps to go from the car to the restaurant. So she wears like these stiletto high heels. Like the heels were like a half an inch wide, if that, it seemed like. She could have gouged out somebody's eyes with those things. They were so freaking sharp and pointy. And Louie ends up taking her to this lighthouse that had hundreds of steps, and they're going up the steps, and she's like, "Are you kidding me, Louie? You seriously had me wear these heels and told me we're going to dinner for this? You didn't even have any kind of consideration." He's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's not that far up." And then they like walk like 10 steps, and it says like, "You've only walked like 10 steps, you still got like 200 steps to go," or something like that. And Melissa was complaining the whole time. She was pissed off. I mean, I would be kind of pissed off too. My feet would be hurting like hell. And she somehow made it to the top. And when they get to the top, they're looking over, and she's like, "Okay, I'm ready to go now. I'm over this." And Louie was like, "Well, look at the sand." And of course it said, "Will you marry me?" He got on one knee, he proposed, she said yes, and she was actually happy with the ring, which I was surprised. I thought, as negative as Melissa can be sometimes, I thought she was going to see the ring, and instead of, appreciating it, she was going to immediately point out whatever flaws she saw or how it wasn't up to her standards. But she was very impressed, and she couldn't even tell that was a 2-carat ring. So he probably could have went and got her a freaking 1 carat, and she probably wouldn't even notice the difference. Congratulations to them. I think they're super adorable together. It seems like they have really good chemistry. They make sense. Melissa's grown on me over time because I can tell that she really likes Louie. She's in it for the right reasons. I like Louie too. He seems to be one of the least controversial cast members. I mean, their storyline's boring. It just seems like this engagement storyline is being dragged out, but I guess we're probably going to end up eventually seeing them get married. If they got engaged this season, then I'm sure wetv is going to bring them back to see their wedding next season of Life After Lockup. And yes, I have actually bought supplements from Louie in the past, like when I first started really getting into working out and stuff like that. He was giving me a lot of like nutrition advice, like what to eat and stuff like that. He ended up asking me about supplements. I originally turned him down. Then like a month later, I was looking into other supplements, and I'm like, hey, he sells it. So I ended up hitting him up, talking to him about it, and I ended up buying like a month's worth of supplements. And they're really good supplements. There's just like protein powders and meal replacements, and they're actually really good, but they're out of my budget to do long term, so I couldn't do it like every single month, so I only did it for a month. But I was happy. He was always super professional with me, kept it all about like nutrition and advice related to losing weight and stuff like that. And he did say like he was doing personal training with people, but he said he was doing like a lot of Zoom one-on-one training with people. And yeah, so that is my experience with Louie. I've seen other people talk about their experience and say they were either asked to buy supplements or they bought supplements, and I haven't heard anybody really have any complaints about dealing with him. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.